I'm with Eleanor Kerrigan, everybody. Welcome to Walk-Ins. Welcome.
Just kidding. That's my fake early morning.
Yeah, I love that it's like almost noon and you're like, it's early morning.
It's disgusting. Somebody asked me if I wanted to go for a bike ride. They're like, we could be wheels down at 8 a.m. I go, you could be fucking dead by 8:15. Are you shitting me? 8 a.m.
Wheels down.
Yeah,
that was fucking pilot.
Fucking killed me when he said that. I was dying. Great guy. I'll be wheels down with him on Thursday.
At 8 a.m.
No fucking way.
It's because it's so hot here.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, you got to get done by noon. I'm like, yeah, I got you. I'm fine. But I don't mind the heat.
Yeah.
I love the heat. Is that sick?
Even the Texas heat?
Yep.
Okay. I don't mind it either.
Like I did like a 6-mile walk yesterday and people are like, are you crazy? And I'm like, why? I did it at 3 p.m.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's pretty hot.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
It's interesting. Like when I moved here from LA, people were like, it's so hot. And I'm like, it is and isn't. It's a little bit like the valley weather sometimes. It's more humid.
Yeah, I was going to say it's real dry in the valley.
Yeah.
Because it's boring.
But it's the first summer we moved here because it is boring.
I hate the valley. I'll shit on it till I die. Yeah,
that was the thing Brody and I take a crap on it.
Me and Brody fought over it all the time.
It was 100 degrees, 90 days in a row, over 100 the first summer we moved here. And I was like, I've made a huge mistake, Gif. Like, I was like, I knew it was hot, but I didn't know it was, and everyone's like, no, this is unprecedented.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And so far it kind of has been.
It's in the high 90s.
Yeah, but and I can handle that. But once it gets over, once it's in the 100 teens.
She tags out. 100 teens is tough. Yeah.
It's tough. That's what it is.
That's
in
the Middle
Phoenix
East
right now.
at that point. Just move to the Middle East.
Some comedians.
See if you can help out.
Yeah, someone has a set about that where they're like, this is basically the Middle East.
No. Really? Oh, that's funny.
Just Texas in general. Like, it's so conservative.
I feel like that. Oh, overall. Yeah. Because I feel like Arizona, weather-wise, is Middle East like. Yeah. I've walked. I remember I put all, because I'm super see-through, I put all sunblock. I was like, I got this. I did one of my long walks. I love the heat. Fucking melted off. My skin melted off. I had to go in like Ross or something. I think it was the first time I'd ever been in there. And I bought a shirt, a long sleeve shirt, so I could walk back, so I didn't lose the rest of my skin.
Like one of those like calves. Like
I still have it. It was a Mickey Mouse, fucking thin, but it's perfect because it kind of just shades it a little.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh yeah, I'll wear long sleeves in the heat. People are like, yeah, you're a problem. You're a Middle Easterner.
Like, I'm from Ireland or whatever.
Yay.
Where is that? Are you 100% Irish?
Yeah, my family is from Ireland, but people get mad in Ireland. They're like, "You're American."
We are.
I have Irish. Yeah, I'm like, whatever, dude. I have a lot of family still there. I can't say I'm close with them, but because they live far away. But yeah, where I grew up was all Italian, so every day I was reminded that I was fucking Irish.
And where did you grow up?
South Philadelphia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, to this day, my best friend calls me and he's like, you know what you never hear anybody say? And I go, what? I'm in the mood for Irish food tonight. And I'm like, go fuck yourself. Like, they're still picking on me for being Irish.
Like, it is still beef, even in Rhode Island, where we were from, very much.
It's where are you from? Like, we still do that here. We're still young, okay? I'm sorry we're not thousands of years old like you fucks. We're Americans. We're young Americans.
We're young and still
We're
fighting.
in our teens, basically.
Pretty much.
Obviously.
Clearly, from what's going on. We need a lot of attention right now.
Me.
Acting out.
I'm not talking to you anymore. Yeah. It's bad.
It's not.
Don't do that.
So you're in LA now?
I've been in LA for a long time. I moved to LA. We were just talking about this earlier. Like, my initial thing was I wanted to act. Mm-hmm. And I was doing it in Philly, like plays and stuff, little things here and there. I was going to school, theater major at Temple. Then I got real bored. It was like, this is bad. Plus, I was doing things and then coming home and still getting in the dumb shit trouble I was getting in Philly. And I was like, I can't. So I went somewhere where nobody knows me.
And you get in even more
Los Angeles. Yeah, I did good. I didn't do too bad, but it was. I always make a joke about this that in high school, you know, when a guidance counselor pulls you over and they're like, "Okay, we're gonna see what you want to do with your life," you know. And this lady was like, she goes, "You should be a caretaker. You have that. You have that. You're like, you have caretaker." And I go, "Well, what about like a nurse or something?" She goes, "Oh, you're not going to be able to do that kind of schooling." And I was like, "Listen, bitch." And here's the thing. To this day, I'm a fucking caretaker.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, like I moved to Los Angeles. I worked at the Comedy Store. I became Mitzi's caretaker. Like, now I'm on the road with Dice. I'm his caretaker. I'm just kidding. I'm my mom's caretaker. Like, it is. And I remember Mitzi saying to me, we were in the Dominican Republic getting stem cells because they were illegal in the United States. And she said, I'm sorry, I'm just saying Mitzi like everyone knows. Mitzi Shore, the owner of the Comedy Store. Mm-hmm. And so we were in the Dominican Republic getting stem cell injections. And I was like basically tucking her in. And she went, "You missed your calling. You should have been a caretaker."
Oh,
and I'm like, "You motherfucker." Like, it's just, I was like, "God damn it. Like, I'm an actress."
Yeah.
Because at that point I was still acting. But the only, like, I got some like I was in like the Brothers Garcia and I got to work with Ricardo Montalban. Like, nobody knows who that is, but it was exciting to me. And so, like, I did like little parts here and there. And then it just, the only thing I booked was wrestling. Wow Women of Wrestling. Which I called my mom to tell her. I was so excited. I'm like, "You're going to be mad," because she hates that I'm a tomboy and butch. And she's like, "Now you're going to," like, I called her. She hates wrestling. I have 6 brothers. We beat the shit out of each other our whole lives. So I go, "Mom, don't get mad. I'm going to take this wrestling show." She goes, I was on a cell phone. This was 2000s. Too early. It was 99. We didn't go on air till 2000, but it was 99. And she goes, "So the cell phone's shitty." Yeah. And I go, "But I'm going to take the show. Don't be mad at me." You know? And she goes, "Oh my God, I'm so excited for you." And I go, "Really?" And she goes, "I am so proud of you. This is a big deal. They have great women characters." I'm like, "Fuck, China? Like, who's she talking?" Like, I couldn't figure it out. So I go, "I'm going to call you when I get home." Because it was getting mucky and I just didn't, maybe she wasn't hearing me. Yeah. So I get home 15 minutes later from the Valley. I call my sister. You know, it's a good audition when it's in the Valley. And it's in a hotel. What?
Oh, wow.
Come on, man.
Okay.
This is top notch. This is Meryl Streep.
Yeah.
She was next.
She was right. She was waiting.
She was auditioning after me, but I beat her out. But I called my mom to like chat with her more about like, you know, this thing, and she's going to be mad at me. And my sister Karen answered and she goes, "Yo, you're going to be on West Wing?" My mother fucking thought I said West Wing.
Oops,
she was outside telling the neighbors.
Oh, I
go, "Please stop her, please." She told the whole family. I'd explained to everybody I wasn't going to be hanging out with Martin Sheen. Oh. I was going to have a woman with a mullet and a sleeper hold. So there we are.
That's tough.
Yeah, she was furious. When she figured it out, she was furious. She's like, "Oh my God, you went from fighting in the streets here to fighting on television." And I was like, "Mom, please, it's going to be fun." And she's like, I don't know. And she didn't talk to me for a while. Then it came out and she was like, "Your kicks are off." I was like, whoa. Now you're a professional? She's like, "I don't think you were selling that properly."
I love how she goes from,
"Why do you have to be a heel?" Like, all of a sudden she knows the lingo. Yeah, she was funny with it.
So when did you start comedy?
Way after that. Because I worked at the store for 12 years.
And you weren't doing comedy?
No interest. That's why me and the owner were so close, because I don't want anything from her. Yeah. Most owners of comedy clubs are like, "What do you want?" Like, you know what I mean? Like they would, a lot of times, especially at the Comedy Store, I saw it really crazy. Like they would show up, like try to help with things like, hey, I could fix your car. And then she'd be like, great. And then they for spots, you know, like, and then she'd give him spots and then the car break down and then she'd never talk to him again. And I'm like, there you go. Yeah. You got your spot. You happy about that? Like I used to watch him do it. And I was like, oh, that's disgusting, man. Yeah. People would come over and teach her like this is how you get rid of this, you know, like whatever ailments she thought she had that. And I was like, you guys, she fucking hates this. Like, I don't know why you're doing this. Yeah. And it was always the shitty comics that would do it. It was always the shitty comics. Like the real comics didn't care. You know, they just talked to her the right way. Yeah. And so anyway, so that's why we got along so well. Cause she was like, oh, and then when I was wrestling, I'd show up to her house like with a Thomas collar on and like a black eye. And she'd be like, who is doing this to you? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm wrestling. And she's like, you could tell me. She never believed that. She never watched it. She's like, this girl, like, I'm just coming up all beat up. Because she's used to that too. Yeah. She was in a lot of dysfunctional relationships. So she's like, somebody's doing this to you.
We went to recently, actually, during Moon Tower. Pauly had his one-man show.
Oh, isn't it great?
It is amazing.
Unbelievable.
It was actually, I don't know exactly what I expected, but it was so, he is, and my friend Marlene, who I was with, she said he's like the Forrest Gump of comedy. I'm like, it's so true. That is absolutely the right way to describe it, because it was just like, how have you been? It's just like I had a life I couldn't conceive and yet somehow weirdly relatable. I don't, like, there was enough dysfunction that I was like, oh, I can relate to that.
So much dysfunction. Yeah. Like, no, I don't think a lot of people can relate to what he went through. I get it, but it on that level, even what I saw was like, holy shit. Yeah. When people, like, some people would be like, you know, Pauly was a dick to me. And I'm like, yeah. Have you met the people around him? Have you met who raised him?
It was wild.
Have you seen anything?
I knew nothing about his dad performing for Elvis. Like, I didn't know any of this backstory. Oh, yeah. I had no idea what. It was really good.
Sammy
the way
was wild too. Yeah. See, I got the other perspective because I was Mitzi's friend. Yeah. So I got her perspective. And it was just, every time Sammy would come in, I just, like, my back would go, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm Team Mitzi. You're ready to wrestle. Because it's whoever gets to you first, I guess. Like, you know what I mean? Like, maybe if I met Sammy first and I knew all his, but with the shit she told me, unbelievable. Yeah. Like, but it's the fact that he's even semi-normal and still performing and still making something is incredible.
And so sweet and supportive of other comedians. I see him with the new.
He helps so many comics. Yeah.
He's really, he did not need to turn out that way.
No. And Peter too. Like, I would say all the kids are amazing because, like, considering what they went through. Yeah. They're pretty wild. It's like, okay.
I was thinking too that it's like such a weird paradox for me thinking about being a gatekeeper as a woman in comedy. What in the 70s too. It's just so
unbelievable.
Who's doing that now?
Hopefully no one. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just because. But it made me think of this because of Pauly. Like, Pauly used to have parties at the store. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. And I was just waiting tables. And we had like the parties alone. I wanted to go to the other side. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they were so good and so crazy. And it wasn't the 80s, obviously. It was the 90s. Yeah. But it was still like.
The 90s were fun.
Unbelievable. Like, you could see anything there. Yeah. He would have House of Pain performing. Yeah. Limp Bizkit. Like, they just were always there. And it was just unbelievable amounts of celebrities you couldn't believe. Candy you couldn't believe. I didn't know another way to say it. Yeah. Party favors. Is that the other way? Unbelievable. I sometimes I thought people were going to snort the whole table. I was like, wait a minute, you got to leave that here. We need that for the drinks later on for the normal people that are coming through.
It's funny. I'll see like people, you know, the way comics are in green rooms, just talking shit to each other, and people will be kind of teasing Polly, and like their star has risen, and Polly, and I'm like, you guys are talking, like you should learn from him.
Oh yeah,
he should
especially that it's still going.
Yeah,
because most people, you know, and because they can't handle it or they can't groove with the times, if you will.
Yeah.
And you know, he likes to learn and keep in the know, and that's good.
But you would think it would be like a like, I'm like, this is your ghost of future, like the future trying to warn you, and you're also, like, oh, you look at where I am and look at where you are now. It's like, bro, this guy was the most famous person in the world at one point. It is crazy.
There's Pauly Shore movies, like a bunch.
Yeah.
So like you know what I mean, like, and then they become like cult classics. Yeah. So like, oh, I remember. So he's got a leg up on a lot of them. A leg up on a lot of them.
Fascinating dynamic. I'm like, you should be learning from this person.
We used to fight a lot. We used to fight like brother and sister.
Oh, I bet. It sounds like you were.
It was insane.
Yeah, like you're one of the kids in the divorce.
Fun. It was fun, but it was crazy. Yeah.
And then, so how did you, after all of that, decide to go into comedy?
Because it's mental illness.
Yeah, I know. And I'm aware.
No, my best friend was a comic. I don't know. You might not know this guy, Freddie Soto.
Oh, okay.
So Freddie Soto was a Mexican comic from El Paso, Texas, that moved to LA. Was doing great, was killing, crushing, whatever, but grew up in El Paso, had some demons, dropped out of high school, like just, it was his third time falling off the wagon, unfortunately.
Sounds like Eric Myers.
Yeah, Eric had that fight in him that he just kept fighting. And Freddie was, you know, I mean, he had pilots, he had things going, like really a lot of heat. He had great Comedy Central specials, and he was universal, you know what I mean? Like he could crush in a Mexican room or a black, white, green, yellow, whatever. And so he was great, and overdosed, 35, accidental overdose. I believe it was the toxicologist told us that, like, is that the right word? Toxicology? Yeah. I'm like, you're saying something different. Like that he used to take a lot of Advil just on a regular basis. I don't know why he had this obsession. Like one time I had my wisdom teeth out, and he goes, if you don't want to take the meds they give you, just take 8 Advil. I'm like, no, never. He's like, no, it's good. It's fine. It's just like a prescription. Meanwhile, they told us that it would his liver would have dried up in 6 months anyway. Yeah. Don't take a lot of Advil. That's not a thing.
Not that
That's
much.
not a thing.
No.
But it's weird because when we were at the funeral, his sister said the same thing to me. I'm like, no more Advil. Stop that. Like somebody must have taught them that.
Yeah.
And then, but on top of that, he fell off the wagon. He was drinking a lot. Doing other stuff, whatever, but mostly the pills. And then he would take Ambien to go to sleep. And the Ambien and the alcohol is truly what took him out. So that's a tough one.
And so you saw all that and you're like, I'm getting into comedy.
I gotta get up. No, I was kidding. But it was literally like, I was life changing. It ruined, it ruined my relationship with my second ex-fiance. It was all my fault. We broke up. I just couldn't get it together. It was like jarring. And then 20 days later, my grandmom died. And it was just, you know, when shit just like boom, boom, just beats you to fuck down. And I, like a year and a half, I was literally a zombie walking around, didn't know what I was doing. And every day Freddie would be like, you should be doing stand-up. You're a dick. If I see you in one more play where you get raped by the football team, I'm going to fucking kill you. I'm going to fucking kill you myself. Like because that's what I was doing. I was always I was always having a stillborn baby. Like, fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
And he's like, you're an asshole. You're not. I mean, yeah, it's good. Okay, you could cry on cue. Who gives a fuck? But you're funny. And so it was, I guess that was like playing in my head. And then I started to try to do a one-woman show, which I called Mitzi Shore. And I said, hey, I want to do this one-woman show. And she knew how fucked up I was over Freddie. And so she goes, that's perfect. You'll do it in the belly room. That's where Whoopi Goldberg did hers up there. That's what she wanted the belly room for, like the one-woman show or the one-person shows. And so I tried it out somewhere like the West Side Theater first, and it was all people from the Comedy Store. So of course they were laughing. They knew me. And then I went to the Comedy Store. They don't know who the fuck I am. And I'm doing this one-woman show. And the first couple times it was okay. And then one night Dice came to see me because he's my second ex-fiance. And
yeah,
I make a lot of mistakes, guys. And so he came to see me. At the time, we had like a show on VH1 called Dice Undisputed. Mm-hmm. It was a reality show. And we both kind of hated it, but we were doing it. And he came to see me with his new girlfriend, which I'm like, I hook him up. I don't care. His new fiance now is I set them up.
Yeah.
Because he's a good person. I fucked up. There you go. The big caregiver. Wait till you see my movie. Anyway. So whatever. So they came to see me, and I was doing my thing, my one-woman show, and a fucking guy passed out. And I was like, really? And so, elephant in the room, whatever. And then he came to kind of quickly, and I'm like, you all right? And I'm still on stage, but I still kind of, as a room full of people. So I just wound up roasting him and doing this whole crazy thing. And Andrew goes, you're doing stand-up, stupid. Like, that's who you are. You shit on people. I mean, you're a silly person. You have that in you. And so he took me on the road. And
how old were you?
How old?
Like when you started?
Great question. 2007. 2000. When did I start? 2007?
Wow.
Something like that.
So, like 20
so 2005.
years ago.
Yeah. 18. I'm on my 18. I hit 18 in February.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not 18 though. I'll be dead within the hour. But I did start late. Yeah. It's just, I think I was 34.
That's when I started.
34.
I started at 30 and then stopped and then like my whole thing with comedy has been.
So it's long. It's long. And now I'm like, talking about weird shit. They're like, what's happening? I'm like, this is what the fuck happens to us. Because I was talking about, my doctor was like, maybe we should talk about menopause. And I'm like, maybe you should talk about it. Talk to yourself about it. Like, just all defensive. Like, I'm sorry, shit happens, But it's weird.
Are you worried you have an STD? We've all been there, or maybe you haven't been there, in which case, get out there and have more sex. No, I'm just kidding. No one wants to think about STDs, but they are a reality if you're sexually active. Skip the doctor and buy your own STD and STI tests online with Quest. QuestHealth.com offers comprehensive STD panels and individual STI screenings with several collection methods. These are the same quality lab tests that doctors use. Available to you, which is amazing, particularly for people on HMOs. Your results are delivered online quickly and discreetly. STD testing with Quest keeps the results off your insurance. You have the option to discuss them at no extra cost with an independent physician who may be able to prescribe treatment. Be responsible, guys, and prioritize your health with STD and STI testing on your terms. And visit questhealth.com today. Use the code Phetasy to get 25% off and find answers to the multitude of health questions you may have. That's questhealth.com and use the code Phetasy for 25% off.
Was it weird to start late for you?
Yeah, it was really weird.
But why didn't I start when I was 20, when I started at the store?
I would be dead if I had started when I was 20. I'm pretty sure about that. Yeah. I'm pretty 100% certain.
You were a user, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. And part of the reason I got sober was comedy, because I was doing comedy and still drinking and using. And
that doesn't make sense
I was
at
like,
all.
I had one of my worst sets ever, actually. Did you know Gary Garfinkel?
Yes.
Okay. He was a good friend.
My biggest fan.
Oh, he was just the best.
He was going to get me a special on Showtime.
Oh, he would have too.
I know he would have.
He loved you.
He sent camera crews out to film me in a fucking taco shop.
Oh, he was the best.
Upstairs of a taco. He was the greatest guy.
He was. And he was at the show I did at the Comedy Store. It was like one of those bringer shows.
Yeah, he's good friends with Paulie too.
Yeah,
he used to come.
They were like best friends.
Yeah.
And and he died of a brain tumor, and it was so tragic. And
anybody that tries to help me dies. So I'm just kidding. Sorry, Gary.
This is your pitch.
Sorry, Gary.
When you go in front of investors, you're like, "Here's my
Listen,
deck."
I almost made it, but they all died. They're all dead. The whole place is dead. Fucking kill me now.
I would have made it, but everyone who tried to help me
I'm not
died.
kidding. He's not the only one. Dead. Dead.
He was at the show where I was with this guy. I was having an affair with him, basically.
Okay.
He brought all of his friends, and I was so nervous, more nervous than even.
Are you sober at this point?
No.
Okay.
And I was drinking to take my nerves away.
Right.
And then they kept bumping me because it was like every scene out of every thing you ever heard about comedy where comics you're getting bumped for huge comedians.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, and now we've got Bobby Lee. And then everybody's in the green room like
constant
doing whatever. And I was like, fuck. And I kept getting bumped and bumped and bumped, and then and drinking to try and take the edge off. And I get on stage and I'm like browning out at this point. All I remember is standing on stage and saying I'm cold and afraid. And then like curtains. I don't know what happened after that.
She said curtains. No.
And then apparently I got music, and it was just a train wreck. And I feel like it was Gary who said to me after that set, he said, Bridget, it's not the people who do well and keep going. It's the people who do that and keep going that make it a comedy. He's like, I haven't seen anything like that in quite some time.
I'm glad I stayed.
I still think about it, but I mean, it spooked me off for a while, and then I was so heartbroken by that relationship. I was traveling around the world, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna teach English as a second language. I went through a whole 2 years of like, I'm not gonna do this. I was bouncing all around.
You could just stop and teach English?
I mean, I didn't have a degree, so I don't know why.
I was like, wow,
there were places.
That's impressive.
There were places you probably could have done it without a degree. It would have been better if I had a degree. But yeah, you can teach English in other countries. You could take like a course.
You think they'll let me do that?
It's never too late to teach English as a second language.
You guys, let me tell you something. What you should say. This is how you talk. Then they leave Vietnam and they're
that
like,
would be a good, hilarious comedy. 2 female comedians just give up.
2 idiots, yes.
Try and teach English with their comic language. It's not even real English, whatever we speak.
It's certainly not the King's English. It might be the new King's English.
Oh,
Trump,
God.
but it's not.
I kind of want to write it. No, it's like I'm going to be obsessed with this idea.
That's a good idea. That is funny. I'll do it with you.
You should.
I'll take a year and go to Vietnam.
Go to Vietnam.
Oh, my God.
So I did that. And then everywhere I went, I was writing bits. It was like, it's a mental illness.
Of course, 100%.
My husband said he hates like the whole world, though. He doesn't hate it. He just is very much like celebrity in general. He's like, ugh, like, even when we went to like Jordan, we even saw Jordan Peterson, and then it was like his nightmare. Somebody's like, oh, let's go in the VIP. And he's like, oh, I can't handle the way people are around Jordan Peterson. He's like, the way people are around him is so uncomfortable and creepy. Yeah. So he just gets and he came and saw me when I was opening for Colin Quinn, and my set was like, okay, I know.
Obsessed, Colin.
I'm obsessed with him. And I was like, I don't know, it sucked. And he was like, what? I was like, I bombed. He's like, Bridget, he's a therapist. He's like, this is a It's good, but maybe not good.
Okay.
He's like, you realize this is like a cognitive distortion, right? Like, it can't only be I either killed or I bombed. I'm like, hello,
there's
I'm
no
a
middle
comic.
ground. You're looking for middle ground, doesn't exist here.
I'm like, yeah, I'm
Go
mentally
away,
ill.
little boy.
Like, what do you want to hear from me?
Yes. We're dead or alive. That's it.
Yeah.
We're sick. We're not in there.
He's like, there has to be like something in between. I'm like,
but my kudos to you. Like, you got sober and kept doing stand-up.
Because
anytime somebody's sober, like got sober, like coming from a heart, and I know a lot of them, and I'm like, you're going on stage to get beat up.
Yeah.
Inside and outside sometimes. What are you gonna, like, after I could shoot heroin, like sometimes I could just be like, where's it all? Where's it all? Give it all. Give me Ambien, give me a quart, and I'll just fucking down it.
I get it.
A 40.
I got sober and then 40, a blunt.
Give me all of it.
Yeah. It was and I just kept doing comedy, and for some reason
that's the most impressive to me,
early
to be honest.
in sobriety, I decided to like I was like, oh, I need something disciplined, so I'm gonna take a class. And I was like, my sponsor was like, this is a really bad idea. And I'm not the person here to tell you what you should do and what you shouldn't do, because it's just like we don't tell you what to do, we just make suggestions. She was like, this is a really dumb idea. And I cried at every single class. Like, every single class. I was just the girl who was like detoxing, sobbing. Yeah. I don't know what I was thinking. I somehow made it through. I was like, I'm just going to make it through. But I didn't know until I quit drinking that I had stage fright. So I'd been doing comedy for like I've been doing comedy for 4 years. And had no idea that I had stage fright until I quit drinking and smoking weed. Like debilitating stage fright.
Yeah, that checks out.
It was bad.
Wow.
I still have to deal with it before every fucking set.
How do you deal with that?
Oh, not always great. Not always great.
I mean, I get jittery, but I don't.
The audience can feel
jittery more. I want to do well.
I can feel it in my face. Like the difference between me being excited and having stage fright, or the difference between me being like fearful and knowing the audience is going to smell that fear because they're animals. And I can feel like something happens in my face and I can feel it. And I always know like, this isn't going to go well. This is why I've been trying to like Tony Robbins my mind. Because I need to figure out
so good
how to fucking...
I can't with Tony Robbins.
I need to bathe my mind in Tony Robbins.
So you listen to all his... Do you go to his seminars?
No, I want to though. Just for fun.
He's like, everybody goes.
He's a maniac, but
he is a total maniac.
Something about he kind of is part of the reason that I stupidly kept doing stand-up, because... And then I took a break. So... In 2019, like as things started getting weird in the culture around 2015, 10 years ago, yesterday was when Trump went down the escalator. Isn't that crazy?
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That was 2015?
Mm-hmm. And that was when everything got weird. And I was not new. I was too new in comedy to be like, I don't give a fuck what any of these people think at the Comedy Store. And I had friends who were unfriending me on Twitter. And it was like, so because I was tweeting jokes about the left, which I was like, yeah, everyone's going to do this. But it was like that weird time when it just wasn't allowed. And
I think that's still what it is.
Still kind of, but
not
make really.
Jokes about, I like. By the way, the whole thing is a fucking joke.
The whole thing is a joke.
All of it.
All of it. I thought that was our rule. Like I thought that was what comedians did.
And people were getting mad at you anyway just for jokes?
Yeah, they were thinking I was like a right wing. I wasn't. I was just making fun of the left, but it was that very hypersensitive time when everyone was like, you can't joke about this. It's not. And I just didn't have the confidence to keep pushing through. So I slowly felt myself backing away. I kind of allowed it to let me scare me off the stage. I still kept doing it.
Oh no.
But I wasn't grinding like I was, and my audience online was getting bigger. And so I decided to just keep focusing on that. I started this podcast in 2018. I started Dumpster Fire, making fun of like all of the news cycle.
Because it is a dumpster fire.
It's a fucking dumpster fire in 2019. And then we just kept going. And then I met my husband, and then the pandemic happened. And then I had a baby. And so I was like, my husband met me when I was on a break from comedy. I think I had done a couple more sets, and then everything shut down.
Right.
And so he knew it was like, oh, this thing in my past. And I always wanted to. You're like, oh,
she has so many things in her past. Let's just leave it all in the past.
They can just stay with the lesbian experiences.
I focus on those when we're having sex, but
we'll keep it there. And the threesomes, we'll just keep that all
those
back
are fun.
In the past. And
it's a group effort.
I ended up like, I came out here a bunch of times, and after I had my kid, I didn't want to be in LA. I'd been pretty much already done with that. I was done with LA before everyone else was done with LA. I was already like, I got to get out of here. I want something different. I couldn't get ahead. I'm like, it's too expensive for me. Yeah. I'm not making enough money. I don't want to wait to make enough money.
Right.
And then
that's what we all do. Oh, it'll come.
It'll come. And it's easy to think that.
Thanks to Tony fucking Robbins. Lying piece of shit. Go ahead.
I had this whole bit on Dumpster Fire just the other day where I was like, you know whose fault this is? It's Tony Robbins.
Yeah, it is, Tony. You follow your dreams. Yeah, you big goof.
He didn't work hard enough.
He's such a dick.
And I also think it's because everyone is like one or two, the proximity that everyone has to fame. Like a lot of your friends are famous.
Oh yeah.
So not just because Tony Robbins is a failure, also because you have there's a lot of people around you that have made it. So why not? Why wouldn't you think that you're going to as well?
Sure.
Whatever that means.
This is right here.
Yeah.
It seems like it's right there.
It's often sitting next to you at brunch.
Yeah. And then it dies.
Right before.
Dead.
Right when it's starting to help you. And so we moved here, and I was like, I don't know, I'm a mom. You know, like things have changed. And then Ariel Isaac Norman was like, just come to my gay show.
Yes.
It's really low stakes. And it was very fun and adorable. And I was like, oh, okay.
They sucked you back in.
I'm fully
back. The gays will suck you back in.
The gays will suck you back in.
Because they're so nice.
Yeah.
And they're like so
and they're
accepting.
So supportive.
Yep. Every time.
And then I'm at the mothership going, what? Oh, not so supportive as those gays that I started with.
You guys are different here,
you guys are slightly different.
These breeders are
homoeroticism, but still not
breeders are a problem. Always have been.
Yeah, so it's been, and I feel like actually it wasn't until this time that I've been fully.
What do you mean this time?
This time that because I've been such a like start-stop with comedy.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
So this time I feel like almost like when I got sober, I had to there's this like term that you fully concede to your innermost self that you're an alcoholic. And that took even after getting sober and even after a decade. I was a heroin addict when I was 19 and then did everything else for another 20 years after that. Like even after all of that, 2 years into sobriety, it was still a hard time for me to be like, I can never drink.
Yeah.
And it's felt the same way with like comedianism. Like I have had to surrender to the idea that I am a comedian.
Yeah.
It took me a long time. Like I was always like, but
I'm a dabbler.
And you can't be.
You can't be.
No.
And when I meet dabblers, I kill them. I'm kidding. I try to explain to people like, you don't understand. Like if you're taking spots away from somebody, they're going to hate you.
Yeah.
I go, I understand getting it out of yourself. I get it. I support everybody. Do what you want. Take the risk. I'm Tony Robbins. Take the risk. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting tapes out. Do it all. Don't be a pussy, you know? Does he say that?
Dude, he was telling a story on the way here in the tape that I was listening to about how he did some weird reverse thing where he wanted to compliment the waiter, but then he was like, you get over here. And it was like some reverse. He's like, because he's
running out of fucking bullshit ideas. He's a fake. He like you said, he lives on a fucking island.
I love him.
He's like Epstein. He's got a bunch of fucking. It's like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory over here, and we're all sitting there like, oh, we should do what Tony Robbins says.
I really want. Okay, but go on. Tell me about how you. Oh, the dabblers.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. The dabblers, like, I get it, but don't. If you're really not serious, don't come to the serious places.
Right.
How about that?
Right.
Like, there's plenty of other places you could put these shows on.
Yeah.
Don't walk into the mothership or the Comedy Store or the Cellar or the Stand. You know, any of those clubs are for comics that are really doing comedy, real comics.
Yeah.
So, and I applaud you. I'm proud of you.
You're like,
stay the fuck
believe in
out.
yourself?
I'm just kidding.
Like, stay the fuck away. Do you believe in yourself?
What kind of person doesn't believe in themselves?
A fucking loser, that's the kind.
Get out there and believe in yourself.
Sharon's like, oh my God.
Stay off my island. That's going to be his next fucking thing.
Stay off my island.
He isolated himself and you people think he's for the people.
I think that's just one of his many places that he has.
That he hides out. Because he's too big, he gets noticed everywhere. Isn't he a big guy?
He's huge.
I'm kidding. I like Tony Robbins, but I like to shit on people.
He is one of those guys. So he had this thing that I randomly, someone left the tapes behind when they moved out of LA.
Stop it. That is so LA.
It's so LA. They left them on they're like, do you want these? We're leaving. And it was like cassette tapes of Tony Robbins. And I still had a cassette tape player in my car. So I would listen to them. This was early years of LA. And one of the things that he said that really still stuck with me is like, where's the juice? And he says it all the time. He's like, you got to go where the juice is. It's like the thing that makes you feel excited.
Oh,
the passion.
Okay. By this time, I'm like, orange juice or... Cranberry? What juice? Where's the juice?
Yeah, I go dirty. I'm like, this sounds like an Epstein Island thing.
Yeah.
You're like, is this about
this juice? Just
perimenopause?
Yeah.
Running out of juice?
It's hard to get this juice. This juice isn't easy to find.
So he does.
You got to really poke the juice. I'm sorry.
So now,
you got to dig to get the juice out.
You got to dig. You got to dig deep.
I'm going to hell. Stop it. It's early.
It's really early.
Sometimes I'll get like dirty and I'll be like, I'll say something really filthy in front of Dice. And it's like, say 2 p.m. He goes, the sun's out. What?
That's a good.
What? Like, you can't say anything if the sun's out?
Nothing dirty till the sun goes
Only
down.
nighttime.
We only do those jokes at night around here.
Toddler. It's like a toddler.
So you now are, that's I guess my serious goal is to be a local opener. I don't know if that makes me a dabbler or not, but.
No, you're doing it though. You're committing it.
I'm committed. I'm committed. Even that drive every time I'm like, that's a commitment. Yeah.
That's a commitment. And I mean, I always see you up on stage there.
Yeah, I love it.
So it's great.
Yeah.
And do you work here too?
I work out here.
That's what I mean. Work out here.
Yeah. I work out at all of the places.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's been, No, it's been, I was like, oh, and I thought I was old when I started at 35 and now I'm starting again at 45.
You're fine. You'll be fine.
You'll
be fine.
You are fucking old, dude.
We are old, but we'll be right there. Yeah.
Yeah, just start over again. Yeah,
right.
Exactly. It's like me and all the 20-year-olds.
Oh, I love
it.
Because I worked 12 years at the store. Mm-hmm. And so, the comics that were basically my employees, right?
Right.
I mean, I was in charge of a lot of stuff. Well, I was mostly in charge of the waitresses, but I would always have to, the managers were basically irrelevant, because Mitzi would fire them like they were nothing, I mean, I probably saw 1,500 managers in the time I was there. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I get hit up on social media so much. Hey, I used to manage the comedy. Did you? Because we don't remember.
Yeah.
There was one night she fired 2 comics. They were there for, 2 managers. They were there for an hour. I was like, we don't have anybody to run the place. So a lot of times I'd have to like
run the place. Yeah.
Run up, like make sure we had this, make sure we had that. One time I fired a manager because, and I mean, that's how lawless it was. He was in the, in our freezer doing whippets with our whipped cream. And it was Fat Tuesday, which is an all black show. And they get whipped cream on Shirley Temples. So we need the fucking whipped cream. This is the only show that's bringing money into the place. It's a black show, and they like whipped cream. Yeah. We have no whipped cream. He did a whole fucking case of whippets, this piece of shit. Every time the bartender, it would just fucking.
That's the worst. Yeah.
I mean, it was just all over. I was like, motherfucker. And mid-shift, because I have a full main room of all wanting whipped cream drinks. Daiquiris, fucking everything is whipped cream. I'm not kidding. I go, get out. You're fired. And he goes, you can't fire me. I go, the fuck I can't. And then I called Mitzi and I told her and she goes, okay, you got to close up. That's how fucking lawless that place was. And it was insane. I was so angry. Then we had to go to Pink Dot and buy whatever they had in whipped cream to get us through the fucking night.
Oh, man.
Oh, it was crazy.
All those places seem lawless. Do you remember El Guapo?
What's that one?
It turned into the Parlor where they started doing comedy.
Oh, yeah, the Parlor.
But before it was the Parlor on Melrose.
Jay Davis's show? Yeah. Okay. Yep. I never went there before, whatever it was. No.
It was El Guapo.
I was busy partying at the store.
And I was working there. And it was lawless. We had strippers. We had beer pong tournaments and it was like strippers who would come and dance in the fountain in the middle. I'm like, I don't think you guys are going to have strippers. It'd be Sunday brunch. There'd be people there with their families. No one's gone to bed yet. And the turnover was insane. It was like, I was there and I had seniority at 6 months.
That's how the store was. Because she fired half the way. She fired 3 girls in one night. I was brand new. And because they were eating carnies. Remember carnies?
Yeah.
Because of the smell of it. I didn't even know what I was doing. I never cocktailed before. I don't drink. I didn't know it was in a rum and coke. Like I didn't know anything. It was all a fucking guess game.
Do you still not drink?
Not really. I'll do shots. Like I like Jameson. I don't like the taste of alcohol. And the only other problem is I like the sweet shit. Like I would do like a daiquiri. I like anything that tastes like candy. I could do that. And then I'll get like rum. I remember almost, I could black out on that.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, this is like candy. And then you're like, who's in me? This is weird. When I get drunk, that's the other thing. I either fight everybody in the room or I fuck everybody in the room. So either way, there's casualties.
Irish.
It's not good. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a blanket. So I remember getting in a fight at Dublin's.
Oh yeah.
And I wasn't a comic. Again, I was with my friend Freddie Soto, and this bouncer was talking shit to him because he didn't have his ID, of course. And did they never go out with their ID? No. I go, what's wrong with you? Who doesn't go out? He goes, oh, I'm not white. And I go, okay. But watch me get in the fucking club and you won't. Because I'm white. Because I'm responsible? What does white mean? Whatever.
What did that mean?
Oh, I was so angry with him. But then the bouncer said something derogatory to him, like about being Mexican or something mean. And it was a big, like sumo looking dude. And I got right in his face. And then all of a sudden it was like, I'll hit a bitch. And I was like, I wish you would. And how drunk are you? This guy's going to level you. Even though that would have probably did me well,
Yeah.
But I was still in his face, and then he just started laughing. But he was gigantic. He could have snapped me. But I'm like, why do you think you could fight this man? It's mental.
It's mental.
I probably do it sober too, which is fucked up.
Yeah.
If I get mad enough, I black out. So I have the anger where I have literally gotten into fist fights and come to in the back of a cop car.
Sober.
Oh,
wow.
100% sober.
That's like
so it's in
rage.
there. The anger is, it's a problem.
Is that just from like growing up with 6 brothers?
I don't know. I'm not sure. 6 brothers, 3 sisters. Don't forget them whores. I'm just kidding. I love you.
So you're one of 10?
Yeah.
Oh, my dad's one of 10.
Is he?
Mm-hmm.
The parents stay together?
I'm one of 5. His parents stayed together.
Oh, that's impressive.
Yep. And then, well, they were greatest generation. So
yeah, well,
I think there were probably shenanigans, but they still stayed together.
Oh, wow. Yeah. My dad left when I was like 7 or 8. That could be the blind rage. I don't know.
He's like, I'm fucking done with all these
I'm out, bitches.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always joke about this, but he won at 12. And then after 10, he left. I was like, what the fuck?
And then your mom was a single mom of 10 kids.
Raising
Holy shit, dude.
Maniacs.
Wow.
In a maniac neighborhood.
Wow.
Bizarre. I have 2 friends doing life in prison.
Yeah.
It could have been that close for me.
Yeah.
It could have been the other way. I mean, like the craziness, the dumb shit.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah. Even like my brothers, I see it like, I'm like, oh, something. My mom was is a strong ass bitch.
Yeah.
But growing up, she didn't take no shit. And she was very, very present. Like, I like my friends that are in prison, their parents were,
AWOL.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that there is a difference. Like people say, oh, well, we're getting divorced. I don't know how to fit. Only need one good parent. You only need one good parent. Like my dad, he was not available really. I mean, he was right there, but he wasn't.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like he only lived like a few blocks away from us with his girlfriend. So it wasn't like I didn't see him, and I worked for him every day. This was like, my mom and dad put this together because she was like, whatever, we got to keep him off the streets kind of, right? So you got to keep him busy. We can't afford, programs or babysitters or whatever. So they got to work at the typewriter store, which is brutal. I think that's the reason I'm suicidal, but because it's so boring. It was the 80s. It was nothing going on.
Yeah.
They were already into computers. And so I would say, Dad, get into computers. That shit's a phase, girl.
Oh my God.
He really believed. He didn't close that typewriter store until 2011.
Wow.
Maybe 2012, something like that.
And it was still profitable?
No, it was never profitable. It was a fucking treehouse for him and his old war buddies to talk. I used to go there to laugh. It was my favorite. I used to call it Mornings with Kerrigan. Because remember Tuesdays?
Yeah, Tuesdays with Maury.
Tuesdays with Maury. I used to say Mornings with Kerrigan because my dad, there was a guy, Mr. Richardson was 95 years old. I mean, this guy's showing us musket wounds. We're like, dude, you shouldn't be here anymore. Like
musket wounds.
I'm kidding. I'm saying he had like crazy old stories, right? And then his other friend Curly, he was in Korea with him.
Yeah,
my dad fought in Korea, so those
war.
2 went. And then GQ Ernie, who somehow dodged all the drafts.
Yeah.
So he was like, well, I was in Jersey. I was doing it. He's fixing his hair. I mean, it was so many characters. I wrote a story. I wrote a script about it. I got close to selling it, but they all died. Not the characters. They're still alive. The people that were going to sell it. Except Mr. Richardson, he's gone. I think GQ Ernie might have gone too. But
oh, man.
But I remember my dad's friend Curly, he had a stroke. And he couldn't get his speech back, right? But he had the anger, the South Philly anger. And obviously a Marine, crazy Marine. And red curly hair, and he only could say like fuck and motherfuck. That was it. That was the only thing that came out clear as a bell.
That's amazing.
And so he would spell things in the air. And I mean, my dad dropped out of high school to fight in Korea. Like we're 2 idiots, and this guy's spelling shit. And he's going, fuck, motherfuck, and his whole face, and he's spelling, and we realized his car was on fire outside. I'm like, dude, just fucking fire. Like, come cut this, this. How about this?
Fire.
Let's go. Let's come outside. Come here. That kind of thing. He's fucking spelling it. It was insane. And so we ran outside, put his car. He was so mad. Apparently it was a car he bought, a new car or a used car so he drove it through the fucking window of the dealership.
Oh, wow.
Because he couldn't express himself, so he just fucking flipped out. These were the greatest characters.
Yeah, it sounds like it. It sounds like a little bit like Shameless, like that show.
People always say that, but my mom was present.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, because one of the writers, Nancy Pimento, is a good friend of mine, and she directed a lot of them too. And she always says, like, I was telling her a story. She was on a podcast I used to do about the first 5 minutes that you ever wrote or performed of stand-up.
Oh.
And it was my favorite. Me and my friend Lexi Shoemaker did it. And she died. She's not dead. Lexi directed my special. She's still alive.
Yeah.
She's great. She just doesn't do stand-up anymore. Yeah. But we had everybody on there. And by the way, everybody that was on that fucking podcast, look it up, became famous immediately after.
Wow.
Fortune Feimster got a Tina Fey pilot right after. Leslie Jones got SNL right after. Tiffany Haddish. They were all on our first 5. They all just blew up and left me as the caretaker. I'm kidding. But that podcast, I forgot what we were talking about, but something about the first 5 podcasts. We were talking about writing. I don't remember. And my dad, Curly. It went away. See how that goes?
The script, your friend.
It got distracted. I lost it.
Oh, wait, I'll find it, though. I'll find the thread.
Don't you hate that? Yeah, because we... Family, Father, first 5.
Your friend who directed Shameless said that...
Nancy Pimento.
Yeah.
Thank you. I forgot we were talking about Nancy. She was on it. So I was telling her stories about how me and my best friend used to dress up and put a lot of makeup on to go pick up welfare checks for her because her family was on welfare and they were alcoholic. Her mom was really bad alcoholic, and her dad was just whatever. And so we would get dressed up, and she goes, "This sounds like a scene in Shameless."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Fuck you, Nancy."
You're like.
But yeah, we would do wild shit like that. There was a lot there. I love that show. Because I related to it.
That guy was at the Comedy Store or at the Mothership the other night.
Who?
Justin Chatsworth.
Which one is he?
He was Fiona's boyfriend in the earlier.
Oh, Jimmy? No.
He's like a good looking.
Yeah, I think
he was in the earlier seasons. I don't know how long he was around.
Okay.
You would recognize him, I think, if you saw him.
Yeah, if I saw him. I'm not good at names. Like famous.
Justin.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
He played Jimmy.
Yep.
Yeah, he was James or something. Yeah.
And the only reason I knew that is because it was the Barrel Show, and someone sitting with him like outed him and said the guy from Shameless is in the audience. And then it just ended up, I was like, this is horrible, because then everyone was like, no one gives a fuck. Like every comedian that got up was like, oh, does anyone know who this is? And he was just like it was
oh my God, that's
uncomfortable
embarrassing
to watch.
Yeah. Because he was good in it. I always remember thinking he was going to save them. Because, she was finally dating somebody that had their shit together, but then he had so much fucked up shit going on. But yeah, I remember those seasons. He was in a few seasons.
Do you know Steve?
Yeah.
Howie?
But he was...
He's the best.
Wasn't he part of either his father or somebody coached actors?
Yes.
Was an acting coach? Was it him or his father?
Yeah, Steve's dad.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, because a lot of the comics. That's what I was saying too. Like when I was waiting tables and I was in charge of mostly the wait staff, but everybody that worked for me, like Duncan Trussell was our talent coordinator. You know what I mean? Like Ari Shafir was a door guy, ran Azizi, like all Tony Hinchcliffe, all these idiots that I would be screaming at, are now famous.
I know. Oh, I know. Yep.
Which I love. Duncan is still mad at me, but we love each other.
Oh, why?
I'm just kidding.
He's not
he
mad.
said the first time he got off stage, because I'm a ball breaker.
Yeah.
And the first time he got off stage, I said to him, I have no recollection of this. I said to him, I don't know what that was.
You were in a blind race.
Yeah.
That's why.
Possibly. I was working with Mitzi and I was waiting on table. He said that he walked off stage and I said to him, I don't know what that was, but it wasn't comedy. Which is a pretty accurate description of Duncan sometimes. So he brings that up a lot. No, but I love him. Yeah. We worked. Yeah, it was just crazy. But it's awesome to see them, but they sailed through, right?
Yeah.
And then I start so late, and now I'm running around with 20-year-olds, like you said in the beginning, and it's like, this is kind of creepy. And then I remember Steve Renazizi was like, it's funny to see Eleanor with her new friends.
So you're headlining all over the country now.
Yeah.
And do you have a special coming?
No, I have a special that came out. It's been out for a while. It's been out like a year.
Yep.
And it's called No Country for Old Women.
Yep.
So, but it's on YouTube. Check it out. It's fun.
And
I filmed it in the original room at the Comedy Store. Yeah.
Your roots.
Yeah. Because this older comic.
I love that room. That's my favorite room.
It's so good.
And Fat Man. I love the belly room there too.
Oh, yeah, the belly room's great. I wanted to shoot my special initially in the belly room, but then when we were talking about it, like the mirrors and stuff.
Yeah.
But the OR, the significance is, of course, I spent so many fucking years in there, waiting tables, now working, now becoming a comic and all that stuff. And so it was just, for me, nostalgic. But this older comic named Paul Mooney, I don't know if you know the great Paul Mooney, my favorite. He used to listen to me in the back, not cry, but bitch about like, fucking blew that audition, man. I can't believe it. How did I not get that job? You know what I mean? So he goes, you're never going to get a job until you walk into an audition the way you walk into that original room. And I go, he goes, because you walk in there like you fucking own it. And he goes, that is where all your confidence is for some reason. And I was like, what? Like, it didn't make sense. But I do have like my most favorite sets or my most favorite time. Even if I bomb, it's my most favorite times in the OR.
Yeah.
So I wanted to put it on film. And we did.
It's like
with
Tony
Lexi Shoemaker. I lived my dream, Tony. I did it. Now let's do Shallow Hell 6 or whatever they're on.
Shallow Hell.
Was there 2? Was there a part 2? I don't know. But it was on the other day. I was saying that to him. It was on. I forgot he was in that.
Oh, maybe that's what he was talking about when he was talking about filming a movie.
A long time ago. This is old.
Well, this is an old book. I've just been listening to the whole I've got a lot of driving time, so
that's
just
so funny.
Bathe my mind.
Have you never seen Shallow Hell?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then the other one I've been listening to a lot is Rick Rubin.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
His book about like creativity.
Like that.
Yeah.
Is it good?
It's so good.
I'll download it. Yeah.
It's so good. And then I just listened to it so much that I was like, I need something different. And then somebody mentioned The Power Within or something. I'm like, you know what? I need some Tony Robbins to bathe my mind. They're all saying the same thing.
100%. It's like religion, guys. Same message, different mailman.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. It's all the same shit. That's why when people fight over religion or whatever, like, it's the same thing. Just be a human being. That's all they want you to be. They're just trying to calm you down. If you think about life, you're going to go fucking crazy. So Tony Robbins is like, just jump up and down. I'm just kidding. I don't know what he says. He
does. He says jump up and down.
Shut up.
He does.
I just remember the Shallow Hell scene, like, because it came on and it was already to the part where, like, it was later in the film where I don't even know his real name. George Costanza from Seinfeld goes to Tony Robbins. But initially I was like, oh yeah, he's sitting in the elevator. They're stuck in an elevator with Jack Black. And Jack Black goes, yeah, I really do look at women like that. You know, and Tony Robbins just does something to hypnotize him. Hypnotize me. Let me black out and just walk through life. Like everything's fucking peachy. You ever meet somebody that's like that?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. Everything's great. And you just want to watch them bleed out.
Every person that I've met like that has ended up killing themselves later on.
Good.
It's always like there was this girl I worked with because, of course, I was teaching yoga in LA for a while. Yeah.
Stretch it out, girls.
Yeah.
If you can't fix it, stretch it.
And there was a girl I worked with, and she was so relentlessly upbeat. Like, so upbeat.
What meds was she on?
I don't know.
Damn.
she ended up killing herself. And it's not funny, but it was like, yeah, that kind of tracks. Like she was she seemed like the kind of person that was also just kind of hanging on for dear life.
Evil. Yeah. Or they're evil. If they're like, yeah, we had this lady who used to hang at the Comedy Store and she would go, good stuff. And she drove a minivan and I'm sure she had fucking dead bodies in there that she was carting around because she was okay. Yeah. Right. Okay. Every 5 fucking seconds.
Or
and then she was behind everyone's back, destroying them. And I was like, oh, we're going to kill this bitch. And we did. We got rid of her. We didn't kill, but we got rid of her. We got her out.
Oh, yeah. So you're still in LA? Are you going to stay there forever?
So I have my apartment in LA, but I'm mostly on the East Coast because I don't leave my apartment because it's cheap. I've had it for a long time. And then I was traveling and I just never, even during the pandemic, remember when everybody was upgrading because the prices were like dropping somehow?
Yeah.
Especially in New York.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, oh shit. And then they went right back up after and they were like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Right? So, so I just didn't move. And I drove cross country and I just left it. But it's very cheap, and so and it's in a great neighborhood.
Where your place?
I'm like around 3rd and Sweetser, like the Beverly Center.
Oh, okay.
Great area, and so I just keep it. But I'm in Philly. I help take care of my mom.
Okay.
And then what I do is I just drive back and forth to New York for shows. Sometimes I'll stay over in New York, but I've been looking for a place in New York too.
Okay.
But right now, just in limbo, kind of.
Okay.
Because I have to help take care of my mom. And this Austin, I want to treat like New York.
Yeah.
Like come here for a few weeks.
Yep.
Do fucking shows, chill out. So I was doing that for a while. And I was here like a lot. But then it got a little harder with my mom. So,
yeah.
But then
where do you stay when you're in town?
Here?
Yeah. Do you just
you want me to give the address?
No. Do you just get an Airbnb or do you have?
No, I usually do hotels or if they put us up sometimes if you're headlining, obviously.
Yep. Nice.
So yeah,
I wish you were here more often.
I want to be. And it was a couple of us talking about just getting an apartment here to chip in on because not everybody can be here all the time. But we also like coming down here, so that's also an option. But we all never really followed through with. There's only a few people you trust, but it's, because people are pigs or whatever.
Yeah.
And you just,
yeah.
And I wish there were more girls that want to do it because it's all guys. And not that I care. I've lived with guys my whole life. I'm not worried about that, but it's just, You
should talk to Adrian.
Yeah, we did a little.
Actually, we'll talk actually.
Yeah.
Because I have some, yeah.
Yep.
Like I want a place that's more my business headquarters where I can like shoot these interviews and do dumpster fire with comedians instead of just by myself so that if someone's in town promoting something or whatever, they can come on dumpster fire too.
Right.
And I was talking to somebody who wanted to, they were like, well, you really should look into getting a house. And then I was like, well, if I get a house, I might as well get it where I have a few rooms that people can have. Because I know so many comedians who want to be here part-time. And then it would be like this cool creative hub.
Right.
Mostly women, though.
Yeah, like a Laurel Canyon that house.
Female comedians in Austin.
So, and it's funny you say that because I have this film I'm working on right now and a script I'm working. It's already done. We're in the.
Don't bring it near me.
I'm not going to send it to anybody. I don't want to kill anybody. But nobody's going to die on this one because we're doing it ourselves.
Okay.
So maybe me. Yay. But it's female driven. It's a pickleball. Nice. It's all female comics.
Oh.
That's the majority of it.
That's
Sorry,
so
guys.
Fun.
Chicks are taking over.
Are they? I feel like we try to do that.
No, we're fine. But it is, you just do feel, I mean, look, sometimes women are filthy too, but as far as living with, but it's, it's easier to yell at and get a response, know. Like if you say that to a dude, like, what are you doing? Why are you shitting on the wall? Why is it there? Why is it there? Shouldn't be there. You know that.
I'm so excited for your script. Who are you making it with?
It's already done. It's already. We're just in the process of selling it. It's a pickleball script, and it's like dodgeball meets Barbie.
Yep.
But we're just in the process of the funding part of it, getting the funding. But we got a lot of people attached already.
There's such a huge Philly contingent here now, like Philly, Detroit, and Austin. Just Shane and his whole crew. Easier. And, and like
Shane has a studio down here. The thing is, this shoots in LA.
What does
this pickleball movie?
Oh, does it have to?
Anything could be changed. Yeah, anything could be changed.
There's a lot of money, and I mean, they're trying to move it here now.
No, I know, and Shane has a production studio, right?
Oh, I think so.
Yeah, but the guy that owns the LA Rams, he's building a giant studio too. He's trying to get it back in LA.
Oh,
put it as a billionaire.
Everybody needs a billionaire. Tony,
are you a billionaire, you piece of shit? Is he?
Yeah, he's a billionaire.
Yeah, because we're all hopeless. I can't. I'm going to make tapes.
Can we make tapes? Can we?
We're going to teach English. We're going to make tapes.
No, we're writing a script about teaching English.
Oh, that's a script? Yes, yeah, I love that.
We're writing a script about that.
Let's do it.
We're writing a script about two female aging community.
No, I'm not aging anymore. I'm aged out.
Aged out female comics.
We're Golden Girls.
But then we find our way.
Brian Simpson also has wanted to do a remake of the Golden Girls.
I would do that in a long time.
And we always joke about it. And so I should bother him while I'm here.
It would be funny if the Golden Girls were like in their 40s.
We do. For real this time. We do. We need them to look like the Golden Girls so they're in their 90s. In their 90s for real. Because they were like 45, 50.
They were.
If you look it up, their ages were it was sick like that. And I'm like, who cuts their hair like that? I mean, I think the little lady was wearing a wig, but the rest of them, I mean, B. Arthur always looked like that. Yeah. I don't remember her in a movie not looking, even when she played Maude, I think that was the right character. She looked like that.
Yeah.
So she always looked old, which is me. I'm B. Arthur. I always looked old. I'm saying this because I was tall as a kid. Again, all Italian neighborhood. I would go into a liquor store, well, mostly like a Chinese place, and they would just see how tall I was, and they never carded me. Never. I was 13 buying beer for people.
Oh, I believe it.
As an elderly woman.
An elderly woman.
They never questioned it.
Now you're gonna have to move here because we have a lot going on.
I can't wait. I need a change.
You do? It seems like you're all over the place.
Well, that's what I mean. I bounce. Like I'll after this, I'll go to Philly. I'll hang at my mom's for a little and drive up and back to do spots in New York.
Bounce in me.
Who?
He's like my husband. He's always like, I'm worried you're gonna leave me and move to New York to do comedy. I'm like, that would be so sad if I just left my family behind.
Somebody here said to me, "Well, you could have New York. It's filthy." I'm like, "You could see outside, right?"
Yeah.
Are you fucking serious right now?
No, it's not much better.
It's filthy.
Yeah. So
I just dodged like 6 throw-ups on the way here.
Yeah, no, it's not something magical here either. In the Dirty Six. Where can we, what's your biggest defective character?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Your biggest defective character.
Like my defect? I'm a caretaker.
And what's your biggest asset?
I'm a caretaker.
Yeah, it's usually the same.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. What's my biggest answer? I don't know real answers.
I mean, if that's your gut instinct, it's often the same thing too when I ask people.
Yeah, that's always it. And too nice, and it fucks me both ways. Fucks me from the front and the back.
It's just the DP of caretaking niceness.
You really? I remember, hearing. I don't remember where I heard it, but sometimes a bitch. It was like a movie quote, maybe, but sometimes being a bitch is the only thing a woman has to hang on to. Being a bitch is the only thing a woman has to hang on to because we're fucked either way.
Yeah.
So, if you don't stand up for yourself, then you're gonna have a problem. But if you do stand up for yourself, you're gonna have a problem anyway.
Yeah.
So fuck it.
Just be
a bitch or a cunt.
And this is what your first tape is going to be about.
I can't wait. I'm going to be a billionaire by next week. Just be the cunt you are.
Just be the cunt you are. Hang on to your bitchiness. Hang on to it.
I'm going to sell shockers for every time we say I'm sorry. That'll get us to stop. Maybe. I'm sorry for saying that.
I love you. Where can we find you?
My apartment number?
Yes. Your exact address.
I have given my address out on podcasts because I'm like, come on over, guys. I'm fucking lonely. And people are like, oh, are you crazy? Like, people will come to your house. No one comes. Come. I put it online, but people are like, I'm going to kill you. I'm like, here's where you can find me.
I'm now obsessed
I send them my itinerary.
Not finding you and killing you.
I want you to.
Your itinerary.
I'm ready.
You sent them your itinerary.
Where can what social media?
Yeah.
I don't listen. There's a lot of new social medias that Tony Robbins has probably got you on. I'm not on them. I don't know their names. I'm on the regular Instagram, Facebook. There's 2 of those. I don't know why. They made me make another one. Something about you can only have so many friends. Then X, Twitter, whatever words you want to use, and TikTok, which they told me not to get on, but I did. Then they got off. And then, so there's one account that's not mine and then another one that is mine. And I don't know how to fix it or find it.
We keep I'm not even on TikTok, but the guys who do our clips are like, you need to be on TikTok, da 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 da. And I was like, all right, I'll set one up and you can run it. I don't care. Do whatever you want if you want to. I do not care. And I'm not putting it on my phone and I don't want it anywhere near me.
Yeah, because it will.
And then they're like, can you log into your TikTok? You're about to get banned. I'm like, what am I? Like, so I'm about to get banned from a TikTok that I'm not even on.
I can't even go live on any of them. And I don't know what I did wrong. I do?
You know.
I don't know.
It happened in a blackout rage.
Motherfuckers. Is it because I give my address out? I was trying to go live during the Eagles parade. It wasn't the parade. It was right after they won the Super Bowl. And I was on Broad Street in South Philly. And I was trying to show you the degenerates that were out there. It was great, you know?
Yeah.
And it wouldn't let me go live on TikTok or Instagram.
Weird.
I got in trouble for one video about beating kids. And... whatever. It was a joke.
Yeah, I got in trouble. I guess the reason I almost got banned from TikTok was saying retard or something. It was some... I was like,
but we beep it when we say it. But Trump signed the thing. I thought we were allowed to say it.
I thought we were too.
I thought it was back.
It's back. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. Let's get banned together.
Yeah. Go to Vietnam. Start our Tony Robbins of Vietnam.
The whole slew of new Vietnamese
you don't
people.
Need to be a sex worker.
The whole slew of new Vietnamese people that come here that speak like you and I. So good.
It would be amazing.
So good.
It would be hilarious too, because you think that they're going to come here and then they just start talking shit in all the nail salons. You're like,
hey, fuck you.
I knew you guys were talking shit in Vietnamese, but who taught you English?
Oh, so good. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
The Check-In with Bridget and Cousin Maggie can now be found at Phetasy.com. It's been titled Another Round with Bridget Phetasy, and it's now in video.
This has been Walk-Ins Welcome with Bridget Phetasy. I'm Bridget Phetasy, and you're welcome. It's the dumbest line.